Hi,
Hey, I got to remember to let you go first. Hi, everyone. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and Banshee.
Yeah.
Something's mixed up there. But anyway,
Me.
welcome to our show. I see we got a new subscriber, Helga. We put you on the list. If you don't want a reading, just let us know. But we added.
But there's like a waiting time between them subscribing and then being able to get in the chat.
Oh,
You didn't know that? I thought
I did not know that. How much of a waiting time?
10 minutes, something like that.
Okay. Well, Helga, if you do not want a reading, you can let us know. But we thank you for your subscription, and we put you on the list just in case.
Hi, Kyle. Not bad at all.
Oh, hey, Kyle, we'll get you on the list as well. So we're at 10. It's going to be an active Thursday night.
Who knew?
Who knew? Especially, I thought maybe it'd be quiet because the holiday,
I know.
America is coming. So
That's right, Kyle. Usually Thursday starts off pretty slow and tends to stay a little bit on the lighter side. So who knows, right?
list is huge this week. Well, relatively speaking. I mean, for this time in the show, yes.
But, practically there's only so many readings we can do in a 2-hour stretch. So you're right.
All right, I am using the Season of the Witch Litha Oracle again. I also have here my Midnight Sun Oracle, which is available if anybody needs an oracle reading. Alrighty, thank you. And let me shuffle a couple more times. Wow. I've been working in a workout frenzy lately. So I went back for a workout today and we're going tomorrow. So if I kind of just drop my head down during the show, that's why I'm just a little peaked from today's workout. All right. And Mr. O, I'm going to let you pick one. I'm not going to take it from the top. They're red upright. What you got? Oh, insects.
Bugs.
Yeah.
Bugs.
I know we need some of them. I know they're helpful, some of them. But what number is that? Wait, I think they're alphabetical.
It's number 21.
Yeah. Whoops, I just passed it. Well, insects is about pests, obstacles, and to be vigilant.
Bugs.
Vigilance is necessary at this time. Heed the warning. Oh, pests such as insects and rodents can quickly spiral out of control if left unattended, wreaking havoc on your hard work and destroying your harvest. Sometimes, and our son is just setting up their garden soon. They're planting. Sometimes it happens right under your nose. The destruction only becomes visible when it's too late. Vigilance is necessary for the good of your crops. Otherwise, what was a small problem can be the cause of something truly devastating. He's coming. Sonny. I gotta move my stuff. Sorry. Okay. Hold on. Sonny the cat will be here shortly. All right. This is your warning that something is quickly getting out of hand and requires your immediate attention. A larger problem is avoidable, but only if you take steps now to get things under control. The situation may have drifted below your radar, but there are signs of what's going on lingering in the back of your mind, or could be something you haven't wanted to deal with and made a conscious choice to avoid. Oh boy, small obstacles are par for the course, and while annoying, they're easy enough to manage with proper consideration and care. Typically, you'll know exactly what this card is referring to, but feel free, she says, to pull more if needed. And what a great analogy, though, for obstacles and little things in our life that maybe, oh, I don't want to deal with this now. Do I have to deal with this now? We put it off until it becomes a really big problem, Maybe while it's just a few little pesky things here and there, it might be easier for you to manage than to wait until it's a major infestation of trouble, right?
I had a boss who was often confronted with things that they could not abide, and they would say, I'd rather eat bugs.
Okay.
But I'm sure they wouldn't. But it was just that idea that it was so, unsettling.
Well, this was a great analogy, though, I think, pesky things. It might be little things, Sometimes little things add up into big things. Like even in our government, an executive order here, something there, and then it all adds up to big trouble. Or a big spending bill or tax bill that winds up costing a lot of people a lot of things. So, it just little bits here and there make a big difference. So try to keep on top of things. Keep on top of those little things in your life that maybe are best not left to their own devices. That's what I have for the collective. Good luck with that. Sorry to get political there.
So let's get on with the show since it may be a busy night. Who knows? We're going to start the first reading for Jasmina.
Yes,
Hi
I'm going
there.
to post the list again because I.
And I'm going to use my New Era Elements Tarot. It's kind of a metaphysical look at the elements. And Jasmina asks, would like a general for June. We can do that.
General for June. Okay. Let's do this. I've been doing okay, Kyle, but I don't know. The exercise is kind of throwing my back out a little bit. I got to be careful to do certain stretches to keep my back doing what it needs to. I noticed the other day, even though I can exercise and walk around the gym, walking around a store without a shopping cart was a real challenge for me. So, and usually I can do better than that. This was a quick stop somewhere where I shouldn't have needed that. So I got to do a little bit more extra attention to my back. All right.
Take care of yourself then, too. Yes. All right. So here is the general reading for June. Our first card is the reversed Ace of Wands.
Sorry to hear that, Kyle. Ooh.
And then we have the reversed Hermit. And then we have the upright King of Wands.
Well, that's good news because
Fire.
I don't have much better news than you did there.
Oh, dear.
Talking about pests
Victoria
is not here.
is not here, but she sent her mice. The mice.
And sadly, another pest that's a little bit more scary. Yeah.
Snake.
Well, that is interesting to me. So it's a general for June. I want you to go over your cards again because it's not very clear.
All right, so the first is the reversed Ace of Wands.
That's right.
Then there's the Hermit reversed.
Okay, that's it.
And then the King of Wands upright.
The Ace of Wands is reversed though. So I think in June, Jasmina, it may be difficult to get something off the ground or started that maybe you were hoping, for to get underway in June. Whether it's you're hoping to find a love interest, a relationship, or something to solidify more, or whether it's work related, some other situation, something you want to start. It just seems like there's delays and disappointments related to it. I'm going to take it a card.
Wands often cover enterprises, projects, things like that. And whether it's intuitive or not, I'm sort of getting a sense like maybe there was a travel plan or something like that where you had to plan ahead to do this thing. Maybe it wasn't travel, but I get that feel. But at any rate, you're finding that maybe there's some delays or some situations that are kind of impeding on that. Maybe, depending on what it is, it's not easy to get this thing going off the ground. Patience is always required.
They're true. One sometimes can be about movement, so it can be about travel. Something that you definitely wanted to initiate.
Work.
I do recall you are having issues at work. Well, the Hermit says here too that there may be some situations, this is really interesting because to me, the way I'm reading the Hermit here is similar to what I just read about the pest card a little bit. And we've got all kinds of pests in this reading too. But I'm thinking with the Hermit reversed here, it's saying, you finally have got to deal with something that has been that you've been trying to avoid maybe, or you were hoping to avoid, but because the Hermit sometimes stays in his cave for a reason, and it's not always about gaining knowledge. Sometimes it's about avoiding something in the real world that they just wish would go away. But unfortunately, whatever the situation is, it is going to need your intervention sooner or later. So I don't know if it has something to do with that or it's something else.
An idea I'm having here, Jasmina, is You know, a lot of companies, a lot of workplaces, they may just be very specific to what their work is, but they still may have a public face, a face that confronts the public or talks to the public. And I don't know exactly what your work is, but I get the feeling like maybe somebody wants you to be more out in the public or change your role a little bit. And it doesn't feel comfortable to you, or it's not a role you may be suited for, or something like that. Maybe it's a vice versa, but they want to basically push you into a different environment. And maybe it goes along with the idea that the kind of work you did was a little bit more thought oriented. Now they want you to do something that maybe is less that, more physical oriented.
Well, the other aspect of that is being a public, suddenly the hermit is hiding, hermit's back out now that he's reversed. And I feel here that this could also mean to me that if you're looking like to get out of your job and stuff, you're going to have to put yourself out there strongly to try to find
That's a good
something
point.
now. Now, in June might be the time for you to start doing that.
Yes, because
More with more emphasis. Sorry.
it leads us to that last card, the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is somebody who maybe is brave and moving ahead, somebody who's got some plans, somebody who has resources or energy. If it's not yourself, it may be somebody that you'll be meeting or you have a connection to that maybe is able to help you with these goals. A lot of times, hi, Ladybug. A lot of times it's about, maybe something real personal too, because it's wands. It feels like it's about yourself. It's about networking. So it's really kind of an indication that maybe you're getting mastery or an opportunity to grow or have mastery.
So the King of Wands
All
to me
right.
too is exactly what you need to do now. Be courageous, be fearless in pursuit of what you need, what you want to go after, whether it's a new job or fixing the present situation you're in. This is a time to show your power. This is time to show what you've got to others and impress others. And to me, just you getting that King of Wands, Jasmine, indicates to me that you can do this.
You mentioned sending out your CVS, and I remember this from before your talk about that. So I think that too, the Hermit reversed is also showing that maybe you yourself realize your role is changing, moving to maybe something more assertive or more interactive from where it might have been. Student going to actual, experience.
Now, here's something I'm trying to figure out: the mice and the snake. And I'm really kind of wondering about this a little bit here. If this is relating to your present work situation, and I'm not sure if you're the person who has the very toxic work environment, but I think,
Oh,
no,
that was somebody else, but you might have one too. But
yeah. Well, at any rate, whatever the case may be, little things toxic. I thought you did. Yes.
oh,
Okay.
okay,
I did.
we have more than one of those.
Well, workplaces, they can get that way. And so the thing is, with the mice and the snake, I'm a little concerned here. If this is about work, this might be saying to me that don't be in denial about the fact that maybe some things you think might be, annoying and stressful might be even more so than that. I think somebody out here, maybe in the workplace is trying to actively betray you in some way. And I just don't like it combined with the mice. The mice are usually little things, but maybe what they're trying to do is spin a lot of little things together, to cause a major problem for you.
I'm glad you know that, because it does feel like this is a person or a situation that has a bit of cunning here, and that they may feel they can convince you that they're really on your side. They may be trying to offer you things that might feel like they cajole you over to their side. But I think Banshee's right. This is just basically somebody who's not trustful and is bound to bring some annoyances. Right now, the mice says that these things aren't super huge, but given the idea of a toxic workplace, almost anything just seems to keep adding to it.
Somebody was just
A control freak.
nose to nose here. But at any rate, yeah, it does not look like a good situation. And unfortunately, like I said, there may be some delays and stuff. You're just going to have to keep at it. Be strong, be fearless in your pursuit of something better because I think you deserve better and I think you'll be able to find something ultimately, but it may take a little bit of time to do it. So
You're welcome.
just keep at it.
Right, and you can ask us again when we're into June a little bit, maybe
Yeah.
about it for
Good.
going ahead. Good luck, of course.
I definitely see what you're going through here. Mice and the snake. Holy cow.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Boy.
Alrighty, and we got that. Ari, you're changing your question. That's fine.
All right. So, where's my list? I posted it.
I think Jemison is next, and I
I
think we wanted
posted
to
it,
know
but it's up there now.
what
Jemison.
was going
Yep.
on next
Do it
week.
again.
What's coming next week?
What's coming next week?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I brought out a new deck, but I'm going to hold off using it for this reading. I'll use my Witch's Garden, but I have a new deck to use tonight.
And while you're getting that together, I'll mention that, of course, we're back on Sunday from 2 to 4.
No, we have an announcement to make. We're
Oh.
coming back on Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m.
We're an hour
Eastern
early.
Standard Time, an hour earlier, because we have an outdoor gathering to go to at our son's house. So
Yeah, so we'll be a little bit earlier. We'll
Little
probably
bit
post
earlier.
other announcements.
yeah, I'm
Like-
glad I remembered that now. I should have said it at the beginning of the show, but I'll try to post an announcement in our, where we can put notes for people. I think notifications go out when I post those to subscribers. But it'll be 1 to 3 p.m., 2 hours, but just a little earlier, an hour earlier.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that, Kyle, because I think it's going to be a little bit on the cooler side, and I'm not sure about rain, but it
It's
could.
not supposed to rain here, but it will be about 67 degrees, so it's going to be a little cooler.
Happy hour is on Saturday. It's normal time of 10 a.m. Come and get a one-card message of positivity and good spirit and cheer. That's everybody who shows up in the chat room this Saturday at 10 a.m.
All right, Tarot of the Witch's Garden. Let's see what we have. Got another king popping up in a reading. This is a King of Pentacles upright. I like that. Nice start. The Seven of Swords is reversed, and good grief, I cannot believe how many card of the day readers out there today on social media were posting Seven of Swords cards. It was coming up a lot. And another king. Guess what? I have the King of Wands reversed. So, interesting. So that Seven of Swords up reversed is in the middle of two kings.
Here's the clouds in the Lenormand.
With the dark side facing. Oh.
The tree.
Well, this week is for sure strange. This upcoming week, right? That's what you asked.
Right, what's coming this week?
I think here the King of Pentacles upright is saying this is a week where you can possibly bring order to some chaos, whether it's in your financial affairs or whether it's in business or work, or even in your personal life, doing some spring cleaning or whatever the case may be. This is just a time to get things in order. And, it will be a very good week to do that.
Right. It looks like it's a good time to reorganize your desk at work or at home. Do some spring cleaning. It's not too late to say I did spring cleaning. But the emphasis is also going to be maybe a little bit on your own personal security. Perhaps, you might want to think about things that make you feel safer, whether you live in a high danger area or not. It's always good to, think about safety.
Health and safety, wellness too could be associated with the king. But I think here too, this is really interesting to me. I don't know if it relates to that or not, but we'll see. I'm kind of treating these almost as separates here. But I think you're going to find out something you need to know this week. Some truths or some facts about something maybe that you're concerned about one way or another will be revealed. Depending on what this is, there could be good or bad consequences related to that. It's kind of a neutral card in that regard, but the thing that's not neutral about it is that something is going to be revealed.
Well, I can't help but say that usually the card has an aura of, secretness about it, as if you weren't supposed to maybe find this out, but somehow you did. This could have been information that maybe somebody didn't want you to find out. Maybe they were actively hiding it, maybe they weren't, but you found out something that maybe gives you an advantage or tips the scale a little bit because it was knowledge that maybe you weren't meant to know. I don't think it necessarily relates to that first card either, and I'm not sure if it does to the second, but I feel it is possibly knowledge that backs, your sense of work or protocol in that regard. Finally,
Finally, the King of Wands reversed indicates to me that this is a time to just, I don't know how I want to say this. Do you want to go first? I'm not sure how I want to
okay,
say
well,
this.
the reverse King of Wands.
Oh,
I
go
think
on.
it does fit in with this one. You may have been thinking about starting something where you were going to kind of project your power a little bit, trying a new goal or ambition. And maybe something you found out makes you feel like you should hold back a little bit, or that you might actually need a different approach to this. This doesn't indicate a failure, but it may be saying, this isn't your best time to push that kind of energy right now. Or maybe it's also suggesting too that these goals are not necessarily the best ones for you at this time either, that maybe they're not really exemplifying your nature or what your ideas, your career, etc. are really about.
Well, I don't know. It could be related to what you find out, but sometimes the King of Wands talks about somebody who gets kind of angry, or upset about something that isn't going their way. And so I don't know if it's about that or not, but something in this next week it may prove upsetting to you. And I almost feel it has something to do. Well, what did you say? You said it was about starting something?
Well, it was about how you wanted to, start new projects or project your energy.
Okay.
You just sort of were flawed, I think.
Well, in a way, what he said kind of corresponds a little bit with the Lenormand. Whatever you're finding out here may make you feel that growth or moving forward on something or establishing roots for something, it just seems like it's up in the air now. Like there may be, some questions or some things to resolve you feel before you can move forward with something you wanted to do. So I'm not exactly sure what your expectations for the next week was, Jebison. But if you're trying to get something off the ground, even if it's getting a new job or something like that, well, make sure you have everything in order. But it just seems as though you're going to find out something that's going to put things on hold, I think.
Well, the sense of confusion there could be that maybe what you find out isn't just very helpful. It just sort of adds more to the mix. And so it does create that idea that your future path is not exactly clear. You might want to just really think about this and look for more clarity. That's the swords too. You need clarity with what these decisions may end up being.
Definitely an odd reading. And the fact you have
Yeah.
two kings here, one is kind of about managing things and keeping things under control. And the other one kind of is almost the opposite in a way. They kind of lose control a little bit, or they
Taking
feel
chances.
they have no control,
Yeah.
So I
Well, I
wish you
think that's
luck
what we
with
got,
that. I don't know
Jefferson.
what could be happening for you, but just be a little bit cautious in this next week with what you're trying to
And
do.
always check in next week too.
Good luck with that.
Good luck.
Yeah, my battery's going on my light. I see the light has kind of
Uh-oh.
died. All right, so we are on
Naya.
Naya. Hi,
Hi,
Naya.
Naya. There's your question. Is Leo taking drugs because he is behaving aggressively? Ooh, that's a serious question. Let's see.
Oh boy, that's not good.
I'm going to use,
We have to do a yes no on
yeah,
that too.
we'll do a yes or no if the answer is vague, doesn't really tell us.
Let's see if we can figure out why he's acting aggressively.
And I'm going to
See if
use the
that comes
dark
up.
angels because it sounds like, a dark angel kind of question.
Hey, the big news that came out today, and I need to follow up on this because they gave a very limited story. There was a Bigfoot sighting in Monroe County, which really isn't all that far from where we live.
Right, that's just south of
Wayne
us.
County.
Right, we're near the bottom of Wayne County, not quite, but it's only about 30, 40 minutes to get into Monroe County from
Yeah, I mean,
not even.
if we took 4th Street down, to
We'd say,
Monroe,
look, there's
see that.
Bigfoot trying to catch a coffee at that Coney Island.
So yes, and actually the Bigfoot Society says this was a credible sighting. But of course the news didn't show any photos, and I don't know if the people got any photos. So it's kind of interesting. Hi, Lena.
All right, I'm focusing on your question, Naya.
So maybe Bigfoot can make his way towards our area.
You ask him for his autograph.
I will.
All right.
With big feet. With big foot. Let's have a coney with Bigfoot.
So we have the Knight of Cups upright.
Knight of Cups? Okay.
Yes. And I'm going to say that's justice and not strength.
Here we go.
11 or 8. Well,
I have no idea. Because it's an angel, I might want to believe it's justice.
Let's make it our justice.
Well, okay. It's your deck. I don't know why you have so many ambiguous decks, but I have a few.
I have so many.
He doesn't even have as many decks as me.
And I have the reversed Hanged Man.
Oh, so we've got Justice upright?
In the middle there, yes.
And the reversed Hanged Man.
As well as the Knight of Cups.
The Knight of Cups. All right. Well, here.
Bouquet.
Child.
I'm not sure that that's what it is.
Well, the Knight of Cups does like to maybe indulge in some things.
That's true.
I don't know if this person does alcohol, so that's a possibility. And maybe it's not like a total problem because, it seems to flux with them. The Knight, it can go back and forth sort of thing.
That's true.
Is the way I look at it. And, okay, Justice upright seems to indicate that, he feels he's in balance. He feels, that things are right. Is this very unusual behavior for this person, Naya? Or have they been like this before? Or have you not known them long enough to know? I'm just wondering because Justice seems to make it sound like everything's kind of balanced.
Well, first of all, alcohol tends to make a lot of people more aggressive, so it can be that kind of situation more so than other drugs, perhaps.
He's so aggressive. But is that normal for him?
Right. Do you think that normally he has a certain
aggressive streak
of aggressiveness?
Well, the Hanged Man reversed shows somebody who may have very self-serving tendencies. They may be thinking mostly of their own needs. And I don't see anything really violent here, but maybe they could be demanding, definitely.
So that's the possible strength, justice.
So that's the strength card now you're telling me.
Well, I'm saying one of them is strength and one is justice because that's the way they're normally reversed.
Yes, and so what are you saying now?
Well, I say we keep that one as justice.
That looks like justice to me with scales in her hand.
Okay, let me look at this one again. I'll never use this deck again. You're right, this one is strength because there's a lion who's clouds.
So Naya, we're going to do this reading,
Over.
reread some of this. But I still stand with the Knight of Cups here. I think they can be very moody. And so now if they're just in an aggressive phase, that could be it. But he might be able to get out of that. The strength reversed here indicates to me, this is really odd because it's upright. It just seems to me that it is a bit out of character for him to be this aggressive. In other words, I see some passivity here and some softness that he's not exhibiting. How would you read this in relation to the question?
I feel that what they're going through right now is the result of maybe some big confusions in their life, something that really disturbs them that they can't quite process, and I feel that maybe drinking is possible or something that accelerates the moods because they're not dealing with this. And the thing is that they may be feeling internally that they should push more, or they're trying to understand why they can't find their softer way to a solution. So I think it's a sense of their own confusion. Maybe what's throwing me that way is the Hanged Man, because the Hanged Man is reversed and maybe they don't really know what they need to give up or what they need to put into proportion or perspective.
I just feel that the Hanged Man is about being very selfish. They really are thinking only of themselves right now, maybe, and their own pleasure, and they're not being their normal self. The child and the flowers indicates to me that maybe slowly they will come around and feel better about life. The flowers are about joy and happiness, and honestly, I don't see a lot of real bad issues here, and it's really funny it didn't come up for us because
We're going to do the quick yes and no.
do the quick yes and no and see if it comes up there. But I don't. So it's leaving me with the impression, Naya, that maybe if this is scaring you, and worrying you, maybe you need to tell them so. Maybe you need to say that and be as upfront as possible and just say, can't we get back to a better place, a place of equality, a place of kindness with one another, and not be so aggressive. I think that strength card there might be, the only thing to hold on to in this reading that I see.
Well, let's try these as a yes or no real quick then.
Yeah, this just didn't quite resonate to me. We might want to ask this again if it continues, Naya. But let's do the yes, no, and see what we get.
And I'll let you shuffle too.
It may just mean that maybe they're not doing drugs and something else is going on. I mean, I don't know.
Well, the Hanged Man could be saying that they realize they have some sort of problem and they know that they need to get away from it or stop it, but they're having a problem getting to that point.
Right, because, ego and what they really desire is more important to them.
And so either way, that could still be not necessarily the drugs causing their...
Alcohol can have that kind of impact on people, though. So...
All right, so is Leo doing drugs?
Right.
And it's the World.
The World, that definitely...
Major Arcana, so it says good luck.
It says good luck, which doesn't tell us anything. But...
Well, I think that means that he still feels he is working towards his ultimate goals, his perfection. It could mean, too, that maybe he feels he has resolved some of his issues and now he's figuring out where he can go forward. So good luck means it could be yes, but maybe it could be no. I don't know. How do you want to interpret that?
I think it's leaving it very up in the open. But I will say this about the world, that maybe either one of two things is going to occur here. I hate to say it, but one of two things is going to occur here is that he will get over this. Maybe he will overcome it and things are going to even out. Or I have to just ask this. Do you think he's acting out because he wants to get out of the relationship with you? I mean, I'm just asking here if he's trying to push you so that he pushes you enough that you just want to walk away. I, something is going to come to an end, and usually it's positive. So I want to think that maybe this is the fact that if he is out of line and acting too aggressive, he can curb this behavior. He may need to know from you, though, that this is really bothering you a lot. Sometimes we have to, set some boundaries here of what we can accept in our lives and what we won't. And if it's getting to the point of danger, you have to look out for yourself here. So I don't think the cards are very helpful today, but I don't know. Maybe it's because this is a part of his personality that's just coming out now that maybe you haven't seen much of before. Now, if they've had problems with drugs before, okay, I can understand why you're going there. But if they haven't, maybe it's just something else triggering this.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
And we're in Shirley.
Shirley is up.
Hey, Shirley.
I saw somebody else was doing an unboxing of the Unbridled Spirit Tarot on Blue Sky today. It's kind of cool.
What is the question? I don't see it.
Uh-oh.
Is that the one that you might have retracted from earlier? Or am I not seeing it?
Well, maybe you're not seeing it, but I can only go so far, so I can't get up there. Shirley, you may have to repost your question.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I don't see it, though.
Yeah, please repost it.
Thank you. And I'll just mention tomorrow morning will be my other weekly show, The Emotional Exchanges. So come and watch that. Get a reading for every sign of the zodiac. It's timestamped, so you can go right to it. And I flip two cards. The first card is for that energy or essence coming to you this week, that overall thing. And then the second card is, will you be lucky in romance or love?
Aw.
So check it out. It's for every sign of the zodiac, and that's tomorrow morning. Starts at 7. You can watch it anytime. It's a recorded video.
You didn't make an appointment at our health club for next week, did you?
I did, and I
It's
told you.
too early. We don't get new appointments till June.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll be in June.
No,
Okay, never mind.
it will not be.
I only did it because he told us we could. He said we would have that. I did it because
I said, well, I remember what I said to him at the time and what he said. All right. I recently lost. Okay. Okay. Well, hey, you've got some progress there.
good luck. Yes.
Wishing you luck. I saw the government is clamping down on certain types of weight loss drugs, and apparently there's going to be less availability of the things that are not injectable. So I don't know if you're doing an injectable one or another one. And it may not take effect right away, but I hear this is coming.
Oh, you must be out in the Pacific time zone area
All right.
because you're California.
Okay, let's see what the progress is going to be like. Well, look at that. Got the lovers upright. It's pill form. All right, well, we'll talk. If it's a GLP-1, there's some government thing that came out, some news about it. The emperor is reversed. Maybe it's an FDA decision. I don't know. Must be. Oh, interesting. Wait a minute. We got the emperor reversed, right? And we have the lovers upright. And now we have judgment upright. They're all major arcana.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so our first one in Lenormand is the whip.
I know, and I fear that's what they might be doing here, but I'm not sure. But they are also talking about trying to negotiate those prices down.
And the bouquet.
Well, let's take a look here. The lovers is all about good choices, you know. When it's upright, it's about making a good choice for yourself, a good decision for yourself. But also, this could be about you too, Shirley. Are you following up with this drug that you're taking with good dietary habits, you know, and trying to stay true to the whole thing? I think it's all about the choices that you make that are going to ensure your success in reaching your goal.
Right. This is a great card to start with because I think it
Yes.
does indicate from your positive point of view, you're asking that, will I be able to do this? And, you have time to do that. So I think it's very much a choice that spirit or whatever says this is a good choice for you to try to make. So I think the odds are good you can do this with that card.
The Emperor reverse, though, is the cautionary tale here. This is not a time, you know, to lose control, to just go at this halfway. You know, you're going to have to really be on point with it. You're going to have to really manage it well. I feel with the Emperor reversed, it's saying that, you know, there is a danger here that you could fall off track, which could, you know, affect your results.
I think another point about the Emperor reverse would be that when you can, if you have good advice or support from people you know and care about or people you feel are friendly to you, that will be helpful too. People who are a support network to some degree and say, yeah, you're doing good, or support your efforts will also be important to you. So you want to keep communication with people going on around this time.
Well, I like this too, and you know, be wary with your doctor's advice too. I don't know when I'm seeing the emperor. I'm also thinking of maybe, you know, an authority figure or somebody who's managing your care, you know, and making sure they're making the right choices and decisions for you. Maybe you have some doubts about that because you've lost 5 pounds and maybe you are hoping things might move along a bit faster. So, you know, but I think overall you are on the right track in doing what you're doing and just monitor everything very carefully. The advice you're getting from the doctor, the advice, what you are doing to support your own goal, because the drugs can only do so much. We have to do our part. And finally, with the
Judgment.
judgment upright, hey, this could be something that could change your life, you know, in some positive way. This could, you know, this could make the difference that you're looking for. So I think here with judgment at the end, that's a pretty good sign of success.
Judgment card, when it shows up, is usually an epiphany of some sort. It could be for the non-spiritual person, just the realization of something they never realized that really makes a big change. But for other people, it could be dimensions that are spiritual, mental, emotional. It's a game changer. It makes you look at your life differently or make you realize that you have something really important you need to do.
I like to call it the magical makeover card, you know, in a way, because it is like that. You're remaking yourself. But there is a caveat here. and a little one. It falls back into that Lover's card I feel here. A lot is going to depend on your karma. What are you putting into this? You know, the Judgment card there used to be on the when I was very first learning tarot many years ago, I would see that saying, what you sow, you will reap. And so what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. So keep it in mind.
Well, I admire you for this. I like what you said
Yeah,
because I come from a family where everyone is diabetic or leans that way, and
he did not.
I've worked hard though to do that. I've been pre-diabetic on one or two occasions, and I had to work to, do that. And I admit, I'm a guy. It's easier for men to lose weight, generally speaking, than women. But I admire you for that. So good luck. And I think the cards look. Oh, we didn't get to the letter.
When you get to the Lenormand. Yeah. So
Well, we're exercise people, so
I think that maybe this 5 pounds may be just the start. I have a feeling here you're going to be really happy with your progress because I have a feeling you're going to lose some more weight pretty quickly with the whip here and the flowers. The only other thing I could say about this, and I'm a little concerned. I'd like to think with some of the positive things I'm seeing here that it is that way, but I do want to throw out the idea that maybe this is saying that something might aggressively try to take your happiness from you. So, in other words, watch out for side effects, watch out for anything that could interfere, with your progress.
at the end of the day, it's really you. When you look in the mirror, be happy with yourself, love yourself no matter what you are. And I like what you said there too, because guess what? That's where it comes from my side too. It's my father's German side. They have most of the diabetes. They have the heart issues, the stroke issues. So, and they're German too, a part of his side. So it just sort of like, wow, yeah, that all rings true, doesn't it?
So one thing I terribly miss is my ability to walk very far. I can't do it without support and sitting down. So I have some serious back issues. I mean, maybe I could get the surgery, but I'm just not so sure I'm up for that challenge with my other health issues. And I'm not sure I qualify yet, according to my doctor, but he even said someday it's likely I'll need the surgery. So I wish you luck and keep walking. Keep walking. All right.
Good luck, Shirley. Hang in there.
And we are on Helga. Helga, are you here?
Okay, Helga may or may not be here. Hi, Christine. I see you snuck in there.
Ah, Christine is here. Hey, Christine, we'll get you on the list. We got a longer list today, but we're getting there.
No, I don't believe, unless it was somebody under a different name, but I think everybody's somebody we know already.
Well, I'm going to put the list down. If you're here, Helga, just let us know if you want a reading or not. And if not, it's okay. We'll pass you by. We'll give you a few minutes. Want to remind everybody again, since more people came in the room, we will be here from 1 to 3 p.m. on Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. We're starting an hour early because we have a picnic in my son's backyard we're going to. So we're going to start the show a little early.
And we'll have other announcements on our various media.
Yep.
Plus, if you have notifications set on YouTube, you'll find out. All right, and we should...
Okay. Well, I think we're going to move on. And if Helga comes back, or hopefully you'll be wanting a reading soon, Helga, but we're always happy to just have subscribers who want to come and watch us and see some of our other content as well.
All right, so we're on Marina then. And Marina asks, do you see me getting the job as bank staff
Welcome, Shirley.
with NHS? And is Charlie going to help with that? So I guess that's connected. Charlie's somebody that is connected with that. So we'll sort of see if that happens there in the cards. I'm going to use my Tarot of the Animal Lords.
Okay. You're welcome, Shirley.
You're welcome, Shirley.
I wish you luck. I know that they're clamping down on things that are GLP-1 type drugs that aren't necessarily authorized by the FDA. So, depending on what your doctor's using, he may have to switch you up. But that may be coming a little bit later down the pike. But they were talking about it today, like maybe it's an FDA mandate going out. So, and then I remember, what was it, a local doctor who was talking about it said if it's not injectable, it's probably not going to be available. Because I guess Mount Jaro, maybe, and some of these other drugs that are approved, Wegovy and Ozempic, they are injectable. I thought Mount Jaro or one of them was a pill or something. No, I don't know. I don't know enough about them. Good grief, what's going on here? All right. I had two of them sticking together, and I don't know why they aren't even sticky.
All right, so the first card is the Five of Pentacles reversed. The second card is the Queen of Wands upright.
Some good stuff here so far.
Yeah, I think so. I know, you had to jinx it though, didn't you? The Knight of Swords reversed.
Yeah, well, how about this? Wait, that's the second one I pulled.
Okay.
This is the first one I pulled.
It's the Fox. And that second one was the Tree.
Knight of Swords reversed or not, I think this is looking like very positive overall, Marita. I mean, first of all, you've got the Five of Pentacles, true, but it is reversed, which means to me there's a recovery underway. So, in other words, if you're really hoping to get this job because you need it, you likely will be able to get it. It just seems like something is going to intervene and help you. So, is it that person? I was thinking about that too. You were asking if somebody was going to
Charlie, right.
Charlie was going to support you on this or help you. And that could be what this card is talking about, that there is help coming. And you will be able to stand out, whether it's because of this help or for just the fact that you are qualified for this, you will stand out and be able to impress people. I'll stop there.
I like this reading so far. Another way of me looking at that Five of Pentacles reverse could be saying that this is somebody saying that maybe you've been waiting for a while. I don't know if that's true. And that they're like opening the doors and saying, come in. They're welcoming you. They want you to come in. It's sort of a sense of coming in from somewhere that maybe didn't seem you were going to get there. You sort of didn't feel that it was that assured you would get there. The Queen of Wands does indeed feel like maybe you're standing out to them, like they're looking at you as somebody that is charming and energized and has a really good, charismatic but confident sense of themselves, the projection of themselves, their personality.
And finally, okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, or Knight of Swords reversed. And so I really think here, though, that there may be just some little delays, something going on that delays things a bit. Things don't move as fast as you'd hoped, I think.
Well, I'm going to throw a slight wrench into the plan and say, is the reverse Knight of Swords Charlie? Is Charlie maybe overreaching or there's a sense of a recklessness sometimes about a Knight of Swords.
That. I mean,
so like maybe Charlie isn't necessary. He's just a little added, like, oh, and you got this guy Charlie who says nice things about you, but we like you all on our own. I mean, that could be the way it goes,
So it could be that. It could be that, that right now that they are just being a little bit reckless in the management of filling this position.
That's a good point.
I'm just wondering about that. but because I do feel like maybe there's a slowdown or a delay here associated with that Knight card. But the tree and the fox, Marita, that's a good sign for employment. I mean, I think here that the fox is about being an employee somewhere and growing into a position. And so I almost think it's saying here, you could get in here and, this is something that could have some growth potential for you. And when I say that, it may not necessarily be here, but what it does is open other doors for you. Once you get a job and you do well at it, you got that on your resume now, and you can just go and find something better. So whether it's at the same place or not, it just seems like getting in here will provide you with some growth potential.
I like what you said about the Lenormand. I can't change anything about that. I feel like maybe this is saying something good will happen if this position does indeed work out. I wanted to go back to the Knight of Swords because I sort of feel that it's strong, sweet, if that's what we're talking about. It's not so much delays, but maybe an awkwardness, like somebody who tries to do something and just doesn't do it. Maybe that can result in a delay, the consequence of their action. So I just wanted to kind of point that out.
Okay. Hey,
All right.
Carol, you made it. Hi.
Kara.
Good to see you.
When Sunny showed up a while ago, I kept saying, Carol, be here. Carol, be here. But where was Kara? Where was she? She was getting ready to book passage on a Viking ship.
I saw that picture on your homepage, I think. Kara, he was telling me about it.
She's
But
got
I
a ticket
that.
to ride, and she don't care.
All right, Aria's up now. Well, good luck with that, Marita. I wish you the best.
Luck,
Keep us
Marita.
posted.
Yeah. And
I forgot to change
Ari says a general love read.
For who?
Alrighty.
Oh, Ari, general love reading.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't need those Lenormand.
Oh, which I hid. Sorry. Well, not sure I want to use the new deck yet either. Let me grab. Trying to access.
Good luck.
Yes, I'm wearing kind of a wintry shirt because it's just been so cold here. So very cold. We finally broke down and put our heat back on today. We made it all this time freezing at night.
Two nights.
Well, since Sunday. Since Sunday night. Yes.
I don't think so.
I think so. So at any rate.
Time has no meaning here.
At any rate, though, the heat is on, and they did a survey.
The heat is on.
They did a survey on our news page of people asking, did you finally have to put your heat back on or decide to do it? 87% of the respondents said yes. 13%.
We're no frozen dummies.
I'm grateful that it is warmer in here today. We actually had a bet going on who would be the first one to want to put the heat on first. And so we were both holding out, but somebody caved.
Well, one of us has to actually be in the real world now and then. And that means, cleaning up good, and like, I'm not taking a shower in this house if it's 64 degrees.
He caved. Well, great excuse, bro. All right. So it's a general love reading, and this is really interesting to me, Ari. You've got the Three of Swords, which is sorrow, but it's reversed. Reversed, okay? We'll talk about that. But unfortunately, now the bad news is that the Knight of Pentacles is reversed, or the king. Is that the king?
Yeah, of course.
King of Pentacles, reversed.
Sitting in a throne, that's the king.
Because here's a knight, and it's the Knight of Wands upright. Boy, we're getting a lot of court cards today. What is up with that? A lot of them.
People who need people.
What? What?
Uh-oh, a coffin and a snake.
Oh, that's good, at least.
Yes. I think
Oh,
so.
wow, Aries, this is such a weird kind of reading. I feel here that, any heartache or disappointments you've been experiencing in the love department are fading away now. I think here that you're able to let a lot of things go. Maybe you've got a different attitude. It's the old saying, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, that sort of thing. I get that feeling here. It's kind of like, well, I've tried in the past, I've had some failures, I can deal with that, and I'm overcoming that now.
Well, the idea of that Three of Swords reverse there suggests that even right now, maybe, or in this very near future, your heart is healing from, feeling really bad about something. It may feel that, somebody very close to you has parted with you in any number of ways, or something that did hurt you before emotionally is now healing. I don't know if this implies that maybe somebody breaks your heart in the very near future.
I'm hoping this doesn't mean that this is your present love interest, because I know you have some interest in somebody right now, Ari. So I'm puzzled. So yeah, go ahead.
So I wanted to move on to the next one.
Okay,
The
go ahead.
King of Pentacles.
Yeah, reversed.
So it's reversed, and maybe this is saying that you don't have a handle on some things in your love life right now, that maybe there's things that you could control or manage, but you're not able to for some reason. This could be a couple different things. Maybe something's just sort of wrong with the algorithms on your social media, and you're not getting messages from people who might be interested in getting together with you, something like that. It just sort of feels like, something is keeping you from having your control there. Are you changing phone accounts, things like that? Something is sort of stopping or inhibiting your ability to manage your love life in a way.
Yeah, I honestly, you sometimes feel like things are just out of control. But, don't use that. I mean, it's easy to blame externals for this. Like, it's not my fault. There's nothing I did wrong, But I think here this is also saying taking some accountability too on your end as to why things didn't go the way they should have or the way you want them to. So, for example, in your love life, if you're just not getting what you truly want there, then it's time to really try to regain control over that and figure out what it is you can do to make sure that happens, to make sure you're getting what you feel you deserve, and to also just have control back. Maybe you feel like you're always at the mercy of somebody else's maneuvers or moves.
So I just noticed something. It looks like we're having a little bit of dropped frames, and I don't know if you're seeing that, how it stutters a little bit.
It is stuttering a little bit there.
If anyone is experiencing that, I wouldn't mind knowing that on your end, but I'm seeing it over here that it looks like we're broadcasting, but it's sort of like stuttering a little bit.
So that aside, if we should go down,
we'll reconnect.
We're coming back and the list will remain the same. So connect back with us if we should go down. We've been having some weird outages during the day lately. They've been working on the lines.
It could be us, Kara.
Yeah.
We're stuttering at the broadcast here.
So hopefully we won't go down. Let's continue and see how it goes.
So then finally that takes us to the Knight of Wands.
I like the Knight of Wands. It could be somebody is rushing in, or maybe something will deepen. If you are having, if you're still in a relationship with somebody and you're wondering if it's going to move forward, I think it likely will. But of course, if you have broken up with said person, what this might be saying to me is something something new might be coming your way. My screen just went black and came up again.
Huh.
Yeah. So I don't
Well,
know
it's
what
about
that
the
was
same,
about.
really. But yeah, it
Okay.
might happen randomly, little glitz. So with that Knight of Wands there, this could be saying that somebody could be coming into your life. You know, the Knight of Wands is somebody who sort of is confident and brave. They're probably handsome too, let's face it. And there may be a fire sign. Oh, Aries. So look for that. Maybe, you know, you're going to find a trusty person, or maybe this is somebody you know already and it's moving along.
Maybe there is something affecting the internet at large. Yeah. Interesting. No video?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. You may have to try to just go out and come back in for those having trouble. Maybe it'll fix. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
Kara's saying even on Twitter there's problems right now. So
Also, okay, it looks like we kind of came back to normal.
it does seem like things are moving pretty good right now here. So for those of you who are having problems, maybe go out and come back in again and see if the problem continues.
I started to stutter, but it stopped. So good luck, everyone.
All right.
Lenormand, snake.
Wait a minute. Did I finish there?
I thought you
I
did.
did. Go ahead.
Snake and coffin. I'll let you
I
go
like
first
that.
on the Lenormand.
Sure. I think this is a time to make sure everybody is real and upfront with you. No more deception. No more people pulling the wool over your eyes or telling you one thing and then doing another. I just went down and it did this. I just went down and it went like that, like we had to
Okay, I was
reconfigure.
looking at Christine who said it was okay on their end.
I'm going to probably have to go out and go back in too. So I think here, this is an end to deceptions and snaky behavior, people trying to betray you and stuff. You've had enough in your life and you're ready to say no. Just
And
say no to that.
and it's corroborating what I saw here in the Knight of Wands, that somebody trustworthy, somebody who's honest, is entering your life. I hope so. Let us know.
All right, I'm going to repost the new list. Now, that's what we've got for you, Ari. Good luck with that. And I'm going to get out of my thing here. We're on Libra, but I'm going to close this down for a moment. And I'm going to go back in.
Hey boy. Hey boy.
Uh-oh, why'd I go there? Not what I wanted to do. There. Did you find the question?
I'm not even looking for it
Oh, why wouldn't you?
because I just picked up your cards and put them back there.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Hey, you could pull your weight here too.
Hey, I'm rebooting myself,
I'm
Mister.
gonna reboot you.
All right, everything kind of looks good on my end. Did you take that thing off that was going in the background? The thing that was going in the background?
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
had words in the background that were about.
Oh, you're talking about one of the screens.
Yes.
Jeez, that one?
Christine says the video is back.
Your video.
Yeah, those words. I'd like. Maybe they're causing the problem. And mine stopped again there and glitched a little.
Well, I have greens down here, so I'm good here.
Okay. Make us a little miserable. If anybody has any further problems, let us know.
Yeah, there's a whole lot we can do to help you.
Well, I think he could take that down. It doesn't have to be scrolling all the time.
I could take what down?
That. What's scrolling all the time? Oh,
I only put it on there when I want to show the hours. Calm down, you little...
Well, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. We've been
Well,
talking
you're
about
not
this.
using the right word, okay? You're just not using the right
So,
words.
let me go check for Libra's question.
We never went down totally, folks. We didn't lose our signal totally, but your connection may have faltered. So it looks like
Okay,
we're
I
done.
can only go so far and I cannot see Libras. It was about the 7-7. I remember it. Thank
Yes.
goodness.
Why am I seeing 7-7?
All the time. Got it. Let's take a look.
Why do I keep seeing 7-7?
Yeah, I can't go that far back. I don't know why. Won't let me. Maybe it's. Oh, let me switch that. I wonder if that's the reason. I had top chat on, not live chat. We'll see what happens. Everybody's here. That's good. All right. Yeah, I had to go out too, so I don't know what the dealy do is.
All right, Libra, why are you seeing 77? First card. It's the Five of Pentacles, and it's upright. So maybe you're seeing 77, and I don't know what 77 might mean in numerology, but this card may be saying that it's a...
I was confused. I didn't have the Lenormand. Okay. I was shuffling a tarot.
Got it, got it, got it.
Okay.
Maybe you're seeing 77 because it relates to the idea that you're feeling distant right now, that you're feeling out of the loop, or you're feeling disconnected. It's the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling alone. You're feeling like you don't have an ally with you or some sort.
Stay here. Stay. The
I
Five of
agree.
Pentacles just maybe saying that, yeah, that things, maybe you're seeing it because it's trying to tell you that times are about to get a little bit uncertain for you. You may feel, as a matter of fact, a sense of lack, that you're lacking something in your life. He is speaking in terms of community or connectivity, and that could be, it could be financial, prices. I keep hearing, the tariffs are about to hit. And so it's hard to say if maybe prices are going to put you in a quandary financially. But it does seem to indicate some potential lack coming your way.
All right, so why is this important that you understand that? And it's another five. It's the Five of Swords. So, right.
Oh boy. Well, we'll get to that. Hi, Karima. I will add
I
you
have
to.
added her already.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead with the Five of Swords.
I was waiting for you to.
All right, fine. So this idea of lack maybe causing some friction between you and family, say. This may involve, family finances, or, if you're involved with other people, as Mr. O suggested, and, you might be feeling left out of things, this could be causing a real rift between you.
That's exactly right. That somehow, whatever you feel you're disincluded from, or you're not welcome at, or you're on the outside looking in, causes a stressful situation, causes a situation where you feel it does literally divide you and somebody else or something else.
It's interesting. All right, so let's have the other
Where
cards.
will this go? And it's the Empress. Well, it may actually go into something productive in some way, that maybe once you've internalized this and realized where your role is in this, you may find you can be more productive moving past this. Maybe you're finding that there's just a different area you wish to concentrate on.
Well, I think what will happen here is, like, for example, in either scenario, looking at your financial health and whatnot, this could indicate that maybe where things are headed is people are going to be more proactive in trying to be better, to make things work better during difficult times. And also, if this is about a fight, I'm feeling pretty good about this. The Five of Wands is never a good card when
That was
people.
Swords and Pentacles.
Five of Swords. I'm sorry, I meant that. The Five of Swords is because where I was going with it was Five of Swords like. When you get the Five of Swords, it's kind of like a no-win situation. But with the Empress here, I do think there's hope. I think here that maybe people, when they finally realize how much they mean to each other, will come around and be a bit more kinder and try to resolve what is wrong here. That's what I wanted to say.
All right, and I am adding Victoria. Hey,
Hey, Victoria, it's good to see you. Guess what, Ms. V? You missed it. There's big breaking news in Monroe County, Michigan. There was a Bigfoot sighting.
woohoo! Now,
And some Bigfoot society says it's a legitimate sighting, but there were no pictures on the news report, so I don't know if the people who cited it actually saw the took a picture of the Bigfoot, but they
Monroe
gave a
County is
detailed account.
Monroe County is like 20 or 30 minutes away from us.
And it was a father and a son. Yeah.
It is a little bit of a rural. It's got some cities, but there's a lot of rural there.
We got a lot of woodsy areas, here and there. We got some by us, so maybe Bigfoot will saunter our way. We're hoping. But anyway, that's what we see here. Let's take a look at this. I think this is interesting too, Libra.
It's the tower.
Here's why. And the dog.
And the dog.
The tower often means a workplace, and I know you haven't been working, right? So I think, unless this is an old friend you used to work with, but my feeling is what this is saying with the dog, which is a card of a friend or somebody very close to you, and the tower, just means to me that this person is really close to you, or these people that are involved in this situation with you. They're very close to you. They're almost like an institution to you. They have been around you for a while. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. You guys have a real connection. So that's why I'm hoping the Empress card here is going to set things right.
So I don't know if you can answer Victoria's question there, but
it was a father and son that saw Bigfoot.
So you picked it up too. Okay, so dog and tower with all of this. Somehow this feels like you need, I don't know, is the institution your home? Is this saying you need to just be loyal, or somebody from the home environment will provide the shoulder you need to stand on or side with? I kind of lost the focus with those two. The Lenormands.
Okay. I'm just saying it's kind of like this friendship or this relationship with these people are institutionalized, which means to me they're long standing. They're kind of, like think about an institution, like think about a tower. There's a strength to this relationship that really you don't want it to be rent asunder for whatever reasons. If you feel left out or have been felt treated unfairly, you should talk it out with them. Because I feel here talking it out could lead to productive, positive turn of events. So don't let this go necessarily if you can avoid it.
What's interesting is 77 is 14 and 1 and 4 is 5, and we got two fives.
We got two 5 cards.
And 5s are the energy card. So I get the feeling like if this is institutional applied to your life, then it may be about people who are really there for a long time, or really like fixtures in your life. Maybe they're parents or grandparents, or they're, somebody. Strong connection is where this is coming from.
Right. It could be a partner. I can't rule that out either. It's somebody you're really bonded with and, usually have had a good relationship with, but it just seems like there's some tension here. So it might be why you're seeing that. I wish you luck with that.
All right.
Well, Victoria, I'll DM you about the story later from what the news said, but I'm hoping to find the article. I mean, if our news local station reported it, they may have something on their website. And so I'll send you that article if I find it. It seems interesting. They definitely said it ran away on 2 feet and it was big, and they first saw it in a tree. So anyway.
I'm confused because it says that Shirley's on the list, but I thought we did Shirley.
Oh, how did Shirley get back on the list? I don't know why you're on the list.
Maybe when you shuffled around with Helga. I don't know.
That's really weird. Oh, you know what? I might have gotten rid of Helga and left Shirley on. Maybe.
Okay, something like that. So we're on Kyle then.
We are definitely on Kyle now.
Alrighty. Yes. Hey, Kyle. What do you need to know right now? Oh, that's your deck, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to pull out my new deck and see what we get here. This deck is called the Magical Hours Tarot. And it's interesting in that every card is based to a time of the day. I think it's really an interesting deck. I'm working with the interpretations a little bit, but I'm going to use it as a standard tarot today. I'll never be able to remember reading for others the different hours associated with it, but you might get some idea if they're talking about dawn, midday, just by the look of the cards, the colors on the card, or the images. It is a little bit esoteric, I guess, the art.
Do you think we should close the list? We got 7 in
I
this
do
last
believe we probably should. Because we're 14 now, right?
15.
Oh, 15.
I think it's 15 with the last
Let's
one.
do it.
I'm doing it.
All right, then do it.
The list is closed.
And what was Kyle's question again?
What does he need to know right now?
Ah, that's right.
Kind of a general, but what does he
Well,
need
I hope
to
we
know?
have a reading that can pick you up, Kyle, but we'll see if the cards are kind or not. It's a rough time for a lot of people right now. All right. What do you need to know? And it's my reading, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Death Upright. Let's start with a bang here, Kyle.
Change is coming.
Well, change is coming or change is necessary. Maybe if there are things, that have been unsettling you lately, maybe it's possible. I'm just saying, Kyle, the universe might be telling you it's time to make some major changes. It's time to accept change and growth now and try to change things up in your life.
Well, maybe there's something literal here too, because we're all tarot readers here, or we all know tarot cards pretty good, and we all know this is about change. But maybe this is also about you, Kyle, accepting the end of something that has happened in your life, and that it's the need for you to move on, to move into a new direction, or to accept that something is over or done, at least for now, but maybe permanently.
Well, something is done, but you can move forward, maybe is the message. A cycle is ending or something is finished, and now is the time for growth and change and to accept it and go with it. Because fighting the tides of change is, what tends to lead to a lot of frustration. So sometimes I mean, as much as maybe sometimes we don't like to have to change. Change is necessary. So, why is this important? Wow. What were you saying earlier, Kyle? It's the Five of Cups upright. So, why is this important? Because I think you've been feeling your losses too much. You've been looking at maybe what's lost or what has come to an end and not realizing there's so much more left for you here. Don't dwell on the losses. I mean, accept them, feel them, but don't dwell on them to the point of inaction and stagnation. You need to grow and change now and accept the fact that what's done is done. And, like, for example, spilled cups, we can't push that liquid back in there. We have to let that go. We can refill those cups with new liquids, with new beverages, with new experiences, but we can't put back what has been lost.
So, although I said that the death card represented something that maybe has ended that you need to move away from, it could also be saying, too, that there still is something there. Maybe you are just concerned with the end so much and not with what was from before or what comes from now. But it is a feeling like saying it's important for you to understand that no matter what has ended, what has changed, there are some core concepts, there are some kindness, some good emotional things that are still there for you.
Agreed with that too. So where are things headed? Oh no. It's a tower reversed.
Okay, I'm going to go first because I felt like we were being really general. Like Kyle wants to know what he should be seeing right now. And we're like sort of in platitude land. And this,
It's not in platitude
okay,
land.
maybe not, but this is this. Okay, you weren't. You totally weren't. I get it. You totally weren't, dear.
Go on.
But Kyle, when the tower is reversed, this could be saying you're the one where you realize that you're not seeing certain things, and those things are really there for you to see. There is some sort of sense of denial here that you don't understand exactly maybe where you have gone wrong, or what were those lessons involved with that. I'm sorry if that's rough.
Well, and I want to combine that card with the middle card because I think here it's not so much denial. Well, yes, it is. I'm not going to disagree with Mr. O on that, even though he says I'm platitudinal. But I would say this that it seems to me you're hanging on. You're still hanging on to the spilled cups. And that's the problem here. The tower is reversed, and the tower is saying something just had to come down in your life. Something kind of had to bring you down so that you could build better. So that you could build better. But the problem is, you're still trying to hang on to the rubble here. And that's not going to work. That's only going to make you feel sadder. It's time now to pick up and recognize you can do better than this. You know, whatever has happened and transpired to you, the death card is saying grow and change. You have it in you to do so. And you can let this stuff go much easier if you're more willing to accept that things have to change. They can never go back to the way they were.
Or you'll just be repeating the same
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Lenormand gives us a letter.
And yes, we can do that, Victoria. We can spin
We
it.
will.
We will.
And the house. So
The house.
comfort, connectivity, companionship, things about the home, or what you feel is your personal life, or your life. Maybe you're going to get a communication about why this is important, or somehow the message comes to you. That's really what you should focus on, is where you are in the now, the comfort of your home and your life. Yeah, there are things you need to know and do, but right now you might need to give yourself something special.
Yeah, this is kind of odd for me to go this way with the Lenormand, but I'm kind of going to give you some advice here is that, what makes you feel safe, comfortable, and secure and stable right now? What do you need in your life, to make you feel good about yourself again, to make you feel good about the direction your life is taking? Write it down.
Ooh.
Write it down, sleep with that note in your pillow. Maybe you want to do even more and make a mantra about it or some kind of affirmation about it so that, you can keep affirming what you want to bring into your life. The safety, the security, the comfort, the feeling of feeling good. Again, you want that back. And I think the way to do it is now you kind of got to make a contract with yourself, so to speak. This is what I want. I'm putting it in writing. I'm going to leave it and I'm going to do some work to make it happen. And I'm asking the universe to respond as well. So, you've got to work and partner with the universe on this. And maybe if you clarify what you feel is missing and what you truly want, what you think has spilled over, but what you truly want going forward now that all of that is said and done and that tower has fallen, you can work towards getting it.
An allegory comes to mind about the difference between the tower and the home, and that some people feel like they want a tower, but they really want a home.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice. I like
Good
that.
luck, Kyle.
Good luck with that.
Thanks for coming tonight.
All right. Well, Ladybug love. Hi, Ladybug. All right.
Okay, it's about your friend Havan or Javan. And I remember this, right? You know that he passed, but you don't know exactly what happened, what message they might have.
What message they might have?
I think that's what they're saying.
Well, let's do tarot, but
Oh, you got your other deck?
I don't know where it is. Let me think a minute. I may have a deck for this. Oh, I see it. I can get it. Thank you.
And I'm going to use my Shadow Work Tarot. It's the name. That's the back of it.
Oh,
It's by Erathero. I just got it. Eratherio.
so we're out using new decks today. I mean, I used that one, the Magical Hours. The Magical Hours Tarot. All right. And now I've got a deck that does give messages. I'm just not, we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out. We'll add this on to the tarot. Let's not do a Lenormand since it's a message. Let's do just the cards in this. The deck I'm using is called Dia de los Muertos Oracle, and it does give messages from those beyond. So let's see if we can't tap into that.
All right, so the first one is the reversed Nine of Swords.
I would just put them all out.
Okay. And that's the reverse Six of Swords. A lot of reversals here. Us reverse Seven of Pentacles. But I like the messages, I think.
Oh, okay.
Did you want me to start?
No, let me pull. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, one of the messages could be that they don't want you to feel very anxious for them. The Nine of Swords reverse may be saying they want peace to come to you. They don't want you to worry about them, maybe, to be anxious about them. And, I get the feeling like there was maybe, once you find out, maybe there was something that was not totally unpainless about their passing. I'm just feeling that from the image. But that's what I think they really want, is they want you to not worry about them so much, to not be anxious about them or their fate.
I feel as though they just want you to know they're at peace now with what transpired. That, whether they were ready to go or not ready to go, or whether they planned to go, like you said, you don't know what happened, so I don't know if there was a suicide involved or anything like that. They're really at peace now. Their anxieties, the stresses, whatever they had to endure up to that point in their life, it's all done now, and they probably want everybody to know that so that they can feel better, at least that, they're at peace. And so what's the next one?
The Six of
Oh, it's
Swords.
the six of, no, I thought it
Oh,
was wands.
no, it's Swords. And the Six of Swords is reversed. And my feeling here is they feel they are staying where they are at, but they don't feel you need to move somewhere else. Like you might be thinking this whole mystery about him gives you troubles. They don't want you to feel that way. They want you to sort of feel okay where you are at, that you don't need to find out more. You don't need to travel, metaphorically or otherwise, to discover the mystery of what happened.
I'm not sure. I think I might have mentioned to you in the past about this person that they might be in the process of considering, you moving on. In other words, ascending. But I'm looking at that card and I'm thinking they're hanging around for a while. I think that, if you think about them, if you, keep them in your heart, keep them in your mind. They may come to visit you in some way, in a dream, give you a message through some synchronicities. Like, for example, if they liked a certain thing, you might see it all of a sudden all the time, like they're trying to signal they're around you. I think that they're staying for a while after all, that they have not necessarily moving totally away from this plane.
That could be part of their message to you, but I also think their message to you is telling you that maybe you don't need to be looking for those answers, or to
Well,
be or to feel that there's a troubled thing you need to move away from.
I would agree with that, that they feel that maybe they don't want, he does not want you to, or they don't want you to get stuck because of what happened to them. They don't want you to feel like your life is on hold, or that it's affecting, your life in negative ways. They don't want to see that.
And so finally, their message to you could be the Seven of Pentacles reverse, saying, you have the seeds to keep moving your life forward. Keep focusing on how you want your life to grow.
Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles is saying they want to see everybody move forward with their lives and not try, and not hang on to this, not hang on to this, to move forward. The dead always want to be remembered. So let's just put that right there.
That's true.
Not to forget them, but not to be stuck because of them, and to move productively forward. I have to agree with that. Let's see what message I have for you. Oh, I have the Calavera. Let's see. What number is that?
41.
This looks familiar to me.
Well, there was a store called Calavera Rose in our...
Yes, there was,
area.
but I think I had this message. Yeah. All right. This is the message. My dear one, you've chosen this card so you might receive permission to fill your mind and body with as much sweetness as you can handle. Look at life as a kid in a candy store. Fill your thoughts with all the high vibe delicacies you can bear. Take a trip down memory lane and indulge in your most pleasurable echoes from the past. Treat yourself to visions of the future that entice you to keep moving forward. Remember what we said? Move forward.
Mm-hmm.
The question to churn like taffy throughout your day is, how can I transform bitterness into a thing of sweetness? In whatever way you are grieving, if you can open your mind and heart, even the slightest bit, you'll eventually discover your ability to turn the tragic into magic without sugarcoating your pain. Honoring your feelings exactly as they are is a direct route to your healing. Have a self-pity party if you need to, for as long as you need. But when you're done, get up and celebrate yourself for having loved, lived, and even lost, for you've been brave. It takes courage to open your heart as you have, and it's time you revel in your just desserts. So in other words, he really wants people to start really enjoying life. He doesn't, now that being on the other side, and maybe prematurely, right? Earlier than many would go, he probably would like, people to recognize that and to enjoy every moment of their lives. Fill it with as much sweetness and joy and happiness as you can. And don't be afraid to go down memory lane. And maybe there too, if there were things you used to do together with this person, why not revisit some of that stuff if it will bring you happiness?
All right.
So that's what we have for you. I hope that helped. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Ladybug.
I like this deck.
That was pretty nice.
It really did tie in to cards that were saying, really, he wants to see everybody enjoying life, and not being stuck on what happened to him.
All right.
So good luck with that.
And now we will move on to Lena. Love reading for the next 3 months.
All right. Now it's my tarot deck, right? Let's see. I think I'll use. Sunny has taken away every possible piece of shuffle space I could have. Thank you, Sunny. I'll move this over by you for a few. All right.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's hard. It's very hard. Well, that card's message from the Oracle deck said, hey, it's okay to feel the feels. Just don't get stuck there. Go through your period of grieving and mourning. It's still early. It's still fresh on your mind. But try to do some things that bring back happy memories of him. They like to be remembered, for the good times and the good things they've done.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, what was Lena's question again?
Love reading for the next 3 months.
All right. All right. Sorry about that. I fell asleep on the list there. There we go. The star is reversed. The Ten of Swords is upright. And the Page of Cups is reversed. What you got?
The tree and the dog.
Oh. This is the next 3 months. Okay.
Well, some of the prospects don't look really exciting here. There may be a sense of some hopelessness, feeling like, the next 3 months doesn't seem very hopeful in terms of anything happening that's already in your situation or anything new possibly happening.
It's the garden there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say the star is just saying you're feeling kind of pessimistic this month, and really I almost see like a picture forming here, between the 3 cards that I can't ignore. I'm really wondering here if you may be betrayed by someone, like somebody ghosts you in some way, like
Maybe somebody who's a friend too, I guess, right?
well, I'm almost wondering if that's something else, to be honest with you. I just sort of feel here that maybe there's an invitation, there's an opening, something happens, and then it's almost like you get stabbed in the back. And to me, excuse me, that's why I was going to let you go first because I was choking.
Well, that explains the star then too.
It does. But I think here that maybe people, this person, really had bad intentions to begin with, or just decided maybe they were just going to stood you up, so to speak.
Right. It could just be that it was never serious in their mind and that they were just leading you on. Maybe they were trying to see what they could get from you in an immediate sense. And if it didn't work out, that's where, the betrayal action began.
Now, I don't know why. I mean, maybe he wants to tie them together, but for some reason, I was thinking the Lenormand is something different. And I'm beginning to think in this 3-month period, it's possible you might meet somebody you used to know, somebody who's either a friend of the family, well, or a friend of yours from your past at some type of gathering. It doesn't have to go back to childhood days or anything like that. Just an old friend maybe you've been out of touch with, and it's somebody who I feel that might be at a you meet at a social gathering. And I'm wondering here if this friendship could develop into something more. So maybe this is a friend that could develop into a romantic interest. And I really don't think it's the same as what I'm seeing going on here. So but I do think the main thing that's happening is this sense of betrayal from somebody who has stood you up. So the good news is somebody might be returning into your life, and that might have some prospects there for a romantic
Well, a lot can
relationship.
happen in 3 months, and I do think Banshee's right. These aren't necessarily the same situation. It could be that, when all is said and done, somebody who's a friend, either from the past or maybe they're even a new friend, even, but somebody who strikes you with loyalty, kind of brings you out into the public again. Maybe, helps you understand, the situation that you just went through. And at least, if nothing else, you get a friend that maybe things could move on from there.
Yeah. So good luck, Lena. I think that's what I see for you. That's about all I can add to this. Wishing you success. Sometimes you've got, a couple of things going on. One of them looks more promising than the other.
There's another card.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so it's Christine.
Christina's up. Yeah, I was just going to post it.
Yeah, Christine had a question. Here it is. What does Spirit want me to know? Okay, so that's going to be your reading again.
Yep, your deck, though.
All right. I'm going to use, for this reading, the Karma Music Tarot. My old hippie deck from the 70s.
Oh, that crazy deck. Well, at least we can.
Gina likes it.
Sheena liked it a lot, yeah. Um, well, at least we know what the cards are on this deck, I think.
When you have a routine like that, it's really important to keep it. I felt that way after I wasn't able to work out right away. I missed it. And, I'm being older, so I just do what I can. But that purpose in the routine is so important.
Well, it absolutely is. So it's taken my back a little time to get used to doing some of the stuff I used to do when I went to classes twice a week before exercising. But I'm getting there. I am getting there.
Right.
Go on.
So, you asked, what does Spirit want you to know? And it's the upright Knight of Coins. Yeah, 6 weeks is a long time.
Well, it's interesting. It's almost like what you're going through in a way. You're going to some classes, you're not going. The knight's kind of a back and forth kind of card. I think what this is saying though is that whether it's your martial arts or something else, Spirit wants you to know that you have been making some steady, slow progress in some area of your life, whether it's your financial affairs, whether it's with your physical health, whether it's with a job or career.
Even though it's not the king, to me, it has, in context to your question,
Or your education.
there's
I've
a
been
sense
taking
that
classes.
you're moving towards mastery of these things. And these are things that are more of a physical nature. So it could be the training, it could be, your job stuff, it could be other things in your life, but you're moving towards embracing them and learning a sense of patience too, because the Knight of Coins is very purposeful, Christine. They don't do anything randomly without really feeling like they can do that.
So following, the rules, so to speak, and taking it slow is allowing you to make this progress. So
Why,
it's a
is
good
this
card.
important? And it's the Seven of Swords. Well, you may feel that, a lot was taken from you or something was taken from you in this process leading up to that. And you may feel like you lost an edge or somebody gained something that maybe they shouldn't have because you were really the one trying so hard for that.
Wow, yeah, I don't know if I can add anything to that. I think that's a really interesting card. It is also saying maybe why is this important? Because for a time you had to accept the fact too that you kind of had to stay in the background a little bit. You had to put some things on the
Oh,
back
I like
burner.
that.
And you know, but you've learned a lot by doing that. I always like to look at this card too. It can be a thief card, where somebody's taking something, but it can also be a card of, I like to call it of espionage, spying, So in other words, observation. What have you noticed in this time that you have been, say, sidelined, with your injury?
That's a really interesting thought there, Christine, about your ego, because that is so true to the Seven of Swords, really. The idea of feeling like you have that power to interlope, to be a provocateur.
What have you learned and what have you uncovered? Because that's it. You had the time to really start thinking about things more.
So where does this finally take you, Christine? And it's the upright Page of Wands.
Oh, all your cards are upright in this
It's an
deck. Keep it out.
invitation of some sort.
The Page of Wands.
Pretty card.
It's the beginning of something. I think that now, it's almost like you're beginning fresh again, shall we
Okay,
say?
yeah.
Or it's like a reset, or it could be some good news coming your way. It's all good. I think that it just means that, now you're at a point where you're going to be able to start something new, or, just maybe pick up where you left off. Oh, honestly, I was so engrossed in his crazy cards there. Wait, no, this is first.
Right. It's the heart. I like that. And the tower.
Well, this could be too saying this has allowed you to pursue your studies, with a passion. Now that since you were sidelined, you were able to do that more and maybe accomplish more otherwise, than you would have otherwise. I think another thing about this card might say to me that you're now a lot stronger than you were, and you're able to move with more passion within you now that you've gone through, what you've had to for the last 6 weeks or so.
Along with your son, you are really invested in the martial arts programs, and that represents an institutional quality of its own. And so the sense of that connection and that love you feel, that it's literally a touchstone in your life, that it is so much a part of you.
Yeah, I know we focused very much on the martial arts class, what you do, but I also, because we have been talking about your classes recently, I definitely think that could be an institution of higher learning, and, that your heart's really into it now. And so maybe this has really got you fired up, about moving forward more with that as well. So I think Spirit is saying on both ends of things right now, your educational pursuits, and I think the other reading is talking about your martial arts pursuits. Things are moving in a much better direction.
And
And
it inspires and fulfills you, and that's what Spirit wanted you to realize, but you probably already did.
and you're making slow, steady progress, which that night seems to embody. So it's really cool. Good luck with that. I like that reading.
All right.
Oh, Kyle, you're very welcome. Well, I hope you get something out of it. It was a little bit deep, Kyle, but I think what you're going through is right now too. So
Leadership, eh? Yeah, I hear that.
All right, Kara is up. And somewhere is my cursor. There it is.
Good luck in everything. Oracle cards, top and bottom.
All right. Well, good luck, Christine.
Good luck.
What? Oh, Oracle card, top and bottom. Okay.
You're welcome.
Well, I am going to use the... No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I think this is a good one for top and bottom, actually. Let's use the Resurrection Oracle.
Sometime this weekend, I'm hoping to do an unboxing of a relatively new tarot. I think it's just a few months. It's the Joker Tarot by Corvado Roy. I'm not sure if I said that.
Craig, who also did the...
Murder of Crows. So some of the artwork is similar. I like the artwork, definitely. It'll be a nice tarot to use regularly here, but also in some of my goth tarot workings. So nice. The Joker is wild. That's the only words I know.
All right, top card. What?
Now you've done it.
What? What do we not know, Kara?
Uh-oh.
What number is that?
What was that guy's name? Vincent? No, I don't remember.
What number is that, dear?
It's 2. Number 2. The coupling.
What the heck, Kara?
Who are they?
Well, let's see what this says. Oh, wait, it's not number 2.
It isn't?
Number 2 is Return to Innocence. Can I see the deck, please? You got it. All right. Number 10.
Oh, because I'm looking at sideways because the word is sideways. Look at it sideways. It looks like a 2.
Not to me.
Well, it did.
Anyway, Kara, this card...
Blah, 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 blah.
This card is about mutual respect. Got it? Mutual respect. All right. It takes 2 to tango. Have you found that special someone who drives your heart to beat faster, lights a fire in your soul, and stimulates you intellectually? Any relationship worth having is truly worth working on. It is at times a delicate dance. So if you're feeling a deep connection and are hopelessly devoted to this person, give it a true go. Be sure you are both willing to give and take, and try to go in without comparison, expectations, or cynicism. Open yourself fully. Remember, each proverbial window has a different point of view. So take in their perspective and try to understand where they're coming from. Life is too short for emotional games or holding out.
It's the boat. It's going to take you places.
At any rate, Kara, we're going to expand this out because whether you're in a relationship or not, and maybe this is saying something might be coming that will interest you, and therefore follow that advice to a T. But the bottom line is, to me, this could be any relationship. You want relationships that are based on mutual respect. Friendships that are too. There shouldn't be any one-sidedness on either end. But it can be a delicate dance. Even friendships are, to make sure we're in harmony with one another. And so I think this is talking about a harmonizing with a particular person, whether it is a friend, a family member, or a lover. So let's see why that's important. Let's see what the bottom card has to say. Do you have anything to add?
No, I like it.
Other than the boat?
Hey, a boat doesn't argue, and it takes you places.
Maybe it's coming, Kara, because now I've got the opposite of 10. And what is 10 really?
Completion.
1, 0.
You're 1-0.
What is 1, 0 really? Number 1, the
Oh,
arrival.
I can't handle it.
So, celebration of life. This card is a symbol of birth. Now I really want to know what's going on, Kara. I'm just kidding. It's a symbol of birth. It does not necessarily mean the actual act of giving birth. The arrival is a joyous occasion, a time for celebration and gathering. You, your birth, your life is a gift to the world, and especially those who love you. Never forget that. You are a gift to the world. You and your unique perspective, personality, and life. Today, celebrate yourself and your arrival the best way that honors you. Get yourself a little something special because you are worth it. Do something that brings joy to your world. The arrival card can also mean the birthing of something wonderful, a project, a child, a creation. I'll add a relationship. See this into fruition. This is the arrival of something amazingly wonderful.
You're going to flip.
I bet the stork is there. I get it already. But at any rate, what I want to say is that maybe this situation, whether it's a lover, maybe it's a new friend too, somebody is coming into your life. I think that's what this is about.
So a son is born every day. But there's the stork.
I knew it.
Right,
So there's something new coming your way, Kara, and it's going to bring you joy, happiness, and a sense of a feeling there's something to celebrate. The sun is just a lot of happiness and joy and success. But I mean, I wouldn't look at relationships in that kind of a cold way. Oh, I'm successful. I've got a successful relationship. No, there's a joyful relationship, a happy relationship. Something new is coming. It just seems like you've got it in both the Lenormand and in the Oracle card.
They literally reflect each other.
Yeah.
They mean the same things. The sun can be about, relationships or knowledge or love of family, children, etc. The stork is about something new, and it's always picked because it's like a birth, something new.
It's really interesting how they all came together, and the fact that one is number 10 and the other one is number 1. And that's ones, and that's new. That's births. That's the beginning.
Wait a minute.
I'm talking about these.
I know you are.
Well, you're trying to get a new
These
one.
are 48, which is 12, which is 3. 3's manifestation.
Okay. So it's going to manifest. There you go. You heard it from Mr. O. I wish you luck. I think somebody new is going to be coming into your life. I'd give this a little time, but I would say look for something to open up in this next month, within the next 4
You're
weeks.
going to meet him on that boat. Olaf, what are we doing tonight?
So silly. Stop being goofy.
No.
No, he can't. All right. So who's up?
I
Should
think
make
it's
you put the
Garima.
list out there.
Garima, did you leave us a question? Let's take a look. I don't think you did.
Grima, I hope you're here and you have a question. Goofy is cool. Well, if you can handle him, Kara, more power to you.
I am here to take you on boat. Garima.
Hey, Garima, you're up. Just let us know if you're here.
I'll mention...
it's 9 o'clock. It's time for my blood pressure pill.
I'll mention Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning.
And Mr. O's blood thinner. I got rid of the messages. We'll have to remember after the show. What? How did that happen?
They stay on mine. Both of
I
them did. I don't know why.
I think for some reason your computer's suddenly in charge and I don't like it.
Garima, because it's late, if we don't get your
Yeah,
question, we will
Garima, we need your
not take
question
it
now.
if you show up. So we'll just move on to Victoria.
Let me post the list. It's very short now.
It's funny because previous Thursdays we've ended early or
I know.
just stretched our time.
Well, we kind of did stretch a few readings out
We did a
here.
little bit.
So, Garima, are you here? This is your last chance. I know sometimes we take long, but you should leave your question if you're going to walk away, because we won't be able to add you back in, because we are now, we're officially into overtime. All right, let's do Victoria's reading.
All right. And is that my card?
Um,
It should be because you just did the last two.
yes,
right?
indeed. Well, we're doing a positive reading for Victoria.
Okay, so this is just regular 3 cards of
Yep.
positive reading. All righty.
Oh, for crying.
You
Now, what
won't
if I
in a
get the
minute.
mice, Victoria?
You won't thank us in a minute.
What if I get the mice? Listen to him. He's already jinxing your cards.
The mice will be the mice of heaven.
The mice.
It's so nice, it's mice.
It's nice mice. I like that.
I'm using my Universal Folk Tarot. It's a pretty tarot. Let's spin it for Victoria.
Oh, I won't have to spin these two. Oh, well, I'm going to have just the opposite, so you go. I don't know where you're
Okay, how about this?
We could do it like happy hour. Do you want to do them all upright no matter?
She said, I know it's not happy hour. Yes, it is, Victoria.
So you want to do it that way? They're all upright for better or worse. Well, what are they? You're just putting them out there.
First one, Ace of Wands. Second one, Justice. Third one, King of Wands.
Well, ready for this?
No,
Yes, you are.
Foxy Lady.
You're right.
Victoria, you're a foxy lady.
Now, we've got some stuff here for sure. The Ace of Wands is the beginning of some new enterprise, some positive thing coming your way, career-wise, work-wise, maybe, or a new project or goal. I know you've recently started, your line of products on Etsy, and so maybe it's that, but maybe it could be a job interview coming your way, because it's still... The aces are beginnings. Like this could be the beginning of something, which means you may have some interviews, get an interview or two lined up. Go on.
Underneath Ace of Wands, it says the visionary. And so I think the idea also, Victoria, and that's V for visionary and Victoria, is that, this is telling you to really put yourself out there mentally. Try to look at what you can do. Try to push yourself out there. There may be some beginnings possible for you, some things that you can optimize for yourself. You are going to have to work on it. That's the Wands. Wands is work.
And but there you have the Justice card, which kind of indicates to me too, that maybe finally You're going to feel like the universe is giving you what you feel you deserve, what you feel is right for you. Scales are being balanced here. So it seems as though things are going to be falling into place.
Another way of looking at this could be saying that certain other things that maybe have been holding you back have fallen away, and so the scale is still that way too, that you've sort of been freed of previous obligations, or that you will be, or you'll find a way to just put them in the past behind you and focus really on what the visionary part of you wants to.
And so what you're putting out to the universe right now, is what you're going to get back. It's kind of like a even exchange here. It just seems like you will get what you deserve. And hopefully that's a good thing, because this is a happy reading. And also, finally, the last card, could you repeat that one for me?
King of Wands.
It's the King
again,
of Wands.
right?
It's the King of Wands. And so I think here this could be one of two things. This could be somebody from the outside who's looking at you favorably, and maybe will offer you a job. Or this could be you yourself taking matters into your own hands. Maybe certain ideas and projects of goals you have in place are going to start to take off. It's either that, or you may actually find a position that will put you in a really good place.
Underneath it says King of Knowledge. So I think this is also saying too that take the time to invest in knowledge for yourself too. Knowledge about where you're trying to go, knowledge about skills that you can brush up on, knowledge about all those places that you may be able to find a job, or to find something that will help you find a job.
Really, Victoria?
What is that?
Texas Renaissance Fair.
Oh,
really?
Oh, we're
is
sorry.
That you're not talking about the older guy who owned the place, right? You're talking about somebody else who played the king? Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's kind of interesting.
Wow.
But I don't think this is about this. This is a happy reading, remember?
Right. Yeah, this isn't about that. This is about you.
It was the
owner.
Wow.
That's not good.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, there's a whole story there. She had DM'd me about some stuff about the Renaissance Festival. But anyway, look at this. This is you, lady. This is you right here. This is employee you. Okay? That's a place of employment or a job, or you being employed. How about that?
It's important to remember, though, that the fox is about being clever. And so this may be that kind of thing where you have to be right there and able to mentally say, I can do this, put myself there. You have to be clever enough to seize the moment. Carpe diem.
Well, I'm hoping this is going to work out for you. I'm hoping this is true. The Lenormand is very hopeful here.
I like it.
Most of it is all pretty much hopeful. So, we tried to give you a positive reading, and it all seems to be aligning with either your projects, your goals, or work.
Good luck.
So, wishing you luck with that. Good luck.
Right. And hey, everybody.
Well, I hope it's not just
You're very welcome.
fluffy, positive reading, that this has some meat to it. I hope so. Good luck with that. And that was it, right? Victoria's done, so we are done. I want to thank everybody for stopping in today. Thanks to our new subscriber, Helga,
Hope
who
to see you.
did not come in for a reading, but we hope to see you sometime soon in the chat. We're all friendly here. And we will be here an hour earlier on Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. because we have a picnic at our son's house that day, and we're going to be heading there. It's our daughter-in-law's birthday around that time, too. So they're celebrating her birthday as well. So anyway, so 1 to 3 p.m. on Sunday, and we'll be here as usual for happy hour, which if you can get your body out of bed, Victoria, you always get a happy message at happy hour.
We'll have it for you.
We'll have it for you. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great rest of your evening. Hope to see you all real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.